Uh-oh, you are now listening to
D, the delinquent.
on the podcast.
This is Many Hats, no cap, baby.
D, the delinquent. Many hats, no cap.
Welcome to Many Hats, no cap with delinquent. Have you ever been in an accident? Don't worry, I'm not trying to sell you on a law firm or anything like that. But seriously, have you ever been in an accident where lawyers were involved, where a whole bunch of he said, she said, shim said shit was involved? Well, I have, and it sucked. And I'm going to share with y'all about that time, I had a 2004 Ford Mustang, convertible, awesome, 45th anniversary. Sonic blue, no, it wasn't purple, motherfuckers, it was Sonic blue. Brown rag top, that shit was awesome, man. It was the first car that I ever bought off the lot. I was super proud of that fucking machine. It was beautiful. But 2 months, just 2 months, after finally playing that motherfucker off, I got hit. I was making a left turn on a green arrow, and some fucking dumb bitch ran a red light and hit me. Spun me around all crazy and shit. In fact, I took impact from both airbags. Can you believe that shit? My airbag from my steering wheel hit me in my face, and then as I was spinning, I went to the passenger side, and then the airbag on the passenger side went off and hit me in my face too. Sucked. I had big old bumps on my head, huge cut on my right side. I was banged up, bruised up. It was fucking all bad. In fact, I spun around so crazy and was hit all nuts and shit. When I came to, I just remember feeling wet. And I was wearing a white t-shirt and I saw yellow all over my shirt. And immediately I thought, gas. This is gasoline. I'm gonna light on fire. I hopped out the whip all scared and shit, ran to the corner all stumbling and shit. A whole bunch of witnesses were there. They're all helping me and everything. And I remember one guy was like, calm down. I said, no, I'm about to light on fire. And the dude was like, no, you smell sweet actually. And this was a tough looking motherfucker, like a super gangster. I go, sweet. I remember smelling my shirt, and then I realized, oh, fuck, this is my Monster energy drink. Yeah, dumbass. But here's what's crazy. The lady that hit me, she tried to take off. And the reason why I say that is because I got proof. Everybody saw it. This bitch pulled over about 2, almost 3 blocks down the road away from the accident. The only reason why she pulled over was because there was a whole bunch of witnesses that went after her ass. And then she pulled over. And then she tried to say, oh, I was just looking for a parking lot. You lie, bitch. There was a McDonald's right there, fucking gas station right there. There was so many other places she could have pulled over sooner. But anyway, she pulled over in the fucking neighborhood 3 blocks away. Anyway. So yeah, she hit me and they caught up to her. But here's what's crazy. When the cops got there, they attended to her first. And when the ambulance got there, they attended to her first. I was the one all banged up and fucked up, but no, they didn't get to me till last. I found out why later, which I'll tell you, and it's fucked up. But anyway, so when the cops got to me, they started working on me, and I remember they tried super hard to convince me that I was okay, and I did not need to get into the ambulance and go to the hospital. Literally, I had these fucking firefighters, EMT motherfuckers, and cops telling me, those are just bumps on your head. That's just a little cut on your head. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. We'll patch you up right now. They pulled out this weird, like, glue silicone shit, put it on my cut, put a little Band-Aid on it. I was fucked up. But I was young and dumb. And I believed them. I believed that I didn't need to go to the hospital. But here's what's even crazier. One of the cops on the scene who was taking the witness statements and everything, he was taking a witness statement from a lady that was in a sheriff's uniform. She was driving a van. She was doing something with transportation. She was taking like inmates to infirmary or something. I don't know what exactly she was doing, but she was working for the sheriff's department. She left a witness statement that was in my favor. She saw the whole thing. She said it wasn't my fault. It was that lady's fault and everything. But that same cop that took her that took her statement came back to me and told me, hey, is there anything in the car that you want me to get out? I said, man, my firearm is in the console, in the center console. He says, all right, I'm going to go get it. He goes and gets it, and he says, is this the firearm? I said, yeah, that's my firearm. And he says, I'm gonna hang on to it until we're all done here and I'll give it back to you. I said, okay. Well, the shit took long and, we're doing our thing and everything. That lady that hit me gets to leave, but I'm still stuck there. One, because my car is totaled now. And two, because I'm still all banged up and I'm waiting for my lady to come pick me up. The cop that took my gun and the most important witness statement leaves. He left. And I remember telling other cops on the scene, hey man, that dude that he was an Asian cop. I said, hey, that Asian cop that just left, he has my gun. And all the cops were like, oh, don't worry, we got your address. He'll bring it to your house later. I go, I don't know, man. I better get it back. And I hate to say this, but it is what it is. And for those of you out there that are in law enforcement, you know this shit happens. But motherfuckers be jacking. And I ain't trying to be no fucking victim. It is what it is. So I get home finally and I ask my lady, what should I do? This is fucked up. I was in accidents before and I learned that insurances don't have our backs. We pay them a lot of money. We believe that they have our backs, but they don't give a fuck about us. They're always looking for the cheapest payout and the fastest way to just get this shit over with. They don't have our interests in favor. They don't have our backs. Just like HR departments. They don't give a fuck about us. They just care about their own company, which is paying them. Anyway, they don't give a fuck about us. So I was asking my lady, what should I do? And we both decided that getting a lawyer would be the best option. So later on that night, it was about maybe 11 o'clock. I get a knock at the door, and it's that cop that took my gun. He hands me the pistol. I say, thank you, everything checked out fine. But then he says, right before he leaves, he says, hey man, I just gotta be real with you. I said, what's up? And he says, I truly believe it would be best if you lawyer up. Then he walked away. That had me kind of freaking out. So I reached out to some homies, and a good homie of mine recommended that I go see a lawyer that he dealt with. I go see this lawyer, this law firm, and I swear to you, they were all happy and shit. They said that my case was a very strong, good case, and they got me, but I need to go to the emergency room and get checked out and then start seeing their chiropractor. So I started doing all this shit, as advised. They did the CAT scan on me, everything. They said I had a concussion and yada, yada, yada. I still got the scar on my right side of my head from this shit. So then a couple weeks pass. I call them. They give me little updates. Yeah, we're working on it. We're getting all the witness statements together and getting some camera footage that was caught from a business nearby and yada, yada, yada. 4 months pass. I stop hearing from them. I'm getting worried. I start calling them. And they were hard to get to, but I would get a hold of them some way, somehow, but it was just getting harder and harder. Going on the 6th month, I call. The receptionist tells me, Mr. Jose Velasquez, we need you to stop seeing our chiropractor and just wait for an update. Wait for a call from us. I said, okay. I don't get that call. So I decide to go down there, figure out what the fuck's going on. I go down there, and they're like, oh, man, we hate to inform you of this, but your case, it is a strong case, but it's a very difficult case, and we just don't have the ability to represent someone like you. Someone like me had me feeling all bad about myself and shit, like thinking, is there something bad about my history? Is there a bad mark on my record? What the fuck? So I go see another lawyer, a big law firm. These motherfuckers are on bus stops. They advertise on billboards, on TV, all over social media. I won't say their name because they're a big law firm and I know they don't fuck around. But they got a jingle, actually. They go something like, no. Need a check. Hopefully you can put that together from that. So I go see them. I go in there unannounced, no appointment, nothing. And I swear to you, these lawyers are all smiles and rainbows and Hallmark cards. Oh, Mr. Velasquez, you got a strong case here. We'll be happy to represent you. And they tell me the same thing, to go see their chiropractor. I do what they say. I'm thinking everything's all good. About 5 months later, the same shit repeats. I stop hearing from them. I stop getting updates. It's getting harder and harder to get a hold of motherfuckers that know my name It's just getting fucked up. So I decided to just pop up, just show up and figure out what the fuck's going on. I go there, and the receptionist acts like there's no lawyers in the fucking building. They're like, Mr. Velasquez, actually, sir, we just sent you a letter in the mail. You should be getting it like tomorrow or the next day, and that'll have the update for you. I said, okay, cool. Feeling better, which was fucked up. I go home, tell my lady, hey, we got some good news. I got some updates coming in the mail, and we'll figure out what's going on. So that letter arrives. It was fucked up. They dropped me. No contact. They didn't talk to me like men, nothing. They just flat out dropped me. Fucking cowards. Fucked up. So now I'm really in fucking like limbo, confused, not knowing what the fuck to do. So then I decided just to drive around town and just let God take the wheel. If I come across a law firm that's just calling my name, I'm going to go to them and just see what's good, see if they can help me. And that's what happened. I came across this law firm here in Tucson on the other side of town called like Pincus and Lesbron. Forgive me, I don't know the exact name, but an awesome law firm. Amazing lawyers there. I pull up, I just walk in, no appointment, unannounced, everything. They heard me out and they told me, yeah, we'll take you on, we'll represent you. And this lawyer was awesome because he told me flat out, he's like, listen, you have a difficult case because there's a left-hand turn involved and this person that hit you, I'm pretty sure she's denying that she ran a red light, and we're just going to have to get all the evidence together. And, you know, like he was straight up with me, letting me know this is going to take time. And that it just did. It took 2 years for this shit to finalize. And it only worked out because the lawyer dug deep and he had to track down witness statements and everything. And he was only able to get that sheriff's witness statement because they called for the police chest cams. Because that cop that took that witness statement never turned it in. Super shady. Then we found out later, not through my lawyers, this is an eye condition, that the lady that hit me actually has some relation with the... I guess we'll never know. But yeah, it was a tough, long battle. I won. Didn't win as much money as I should have, but yeah, I won and that was over with. But what's fucked up out of that it was all stressful. Super fucking stressful. It sucked. Dealing with lawyers and all that he said, she said shit and going through that battle is just fucking tough. It's just horrible. It's stressful times for anybody. But I remember, I think it's called a deposition or whatever. We had to do that shit. We had to go in this little room and everything, and my lawyer accompanied me, but my lawyer told me like, hey, the lawyer representing the lady that hit you, she's going to be there and she's going to be asking you questions and everything, and just answer them to the best of your ability. And if you need my help, ask me and whatever. But I really can't coach you. You just got to be honest. I said, all right, cool. She said, you have a strong case. Just be honest. Just how you've been telling me. I said, okay, cool. So we sit down during this deposition, and there's some guy there that's like the mediator or whatever you call him. And the lawyer of this lady that hit me, she said something which my lawyer told me helped my case big time. But this fucking bitch, the lawyer of that lady, says, what's that? And she makes this little hand gesture on the side of her head, referring to the scar on my head. She just points to her own head and she goes, what's that on your head? Looks like you took a razor and just shaved that, make it look like a scar on your head. This bitch said that during the deposition. And I looked at her and I said, this is a real scar. If you think it's ridiculous, imagine how I feel. Imagine how everybody else fucking thinks how ridiculous it looks on me. And then my lawyer says, calm down, Jose. She didn't mean nothing by it. But this was the start of it. And my lawyer said that was awesome. That helped my case big time. Because part of my case, part of the money that I won from my case had to do with the scar that I have now forever. My hair won't grow back in that area. I shave my head now because of that fucking scar. But anyway, so That was just a whole fucking bullshit ass fucking event. But what I learned was lawyers are fucking scum. But there are some good ones out there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever need a lawyer, don't automatically go to those big law firms. I'm telling you right here, right now, they only want that quick, easy money. They're big because they take on a whole lot of cases, but they also drop a lot of clients. If it ain't fast and easy money, because they only want volume and quick turnaround, they drop you. But if you want motherfuckers to fight for you and to really hear you out and be on your side, go see a local law firm. They'll have your back. More than these big motherfuckers pretending to be all about the people. Fuck them. Fuck those motherfuckers. The more they advertise, the more they full of lies.